I found this. You can see it has a cap on it.
Sunshine, I've been waiting.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Veggie Farm. I'm Stacy, and today I'm going to show you around the winter garden, show you what I've done to put everything to sleep, and I pulled out all the dead plants. So I'm just going to show you basically how it's looking just kind of dormant and dead around here. Now, I also found a new method of composting. I saw it somewhere posted on Instagram. I don't remember who, but it looked like something I wanted to try in my raised beds. So I'm going to show you all how I do that, and then throughout the season, I'll show you how it works out. Let's get started. After I pulled up all of the dead plants, I mulched all of my beds and pots with shredded leaves. I did a video last year on a tool that I have that's a leaf blower, mulcher, and vacuum. So after I vacuumed up all the leaves, it made it really easy for me to just empty the bag out right onto the pots and the beds. I don't have any trees in my yard, but my neighbor's trees drop plenty of leaves everywhere. I planted a couple onions in the corners of these beds, and also garlic in this pot, and you can see the squirrel has been digging in that. And I have some strawberries and garlic in these hanging baskets. And covered over here is my strawberry bed, and that's just to keep the squirrels from digging in it. And I have a trial compost pile over here in the corner. It has some dead leaves, and then I put shredded leaves on top of that, waiting for it to break down. So what this is called a valve box cover, and this is what it looks like. It's bottomless, but it has a cap on top. And so what I want to do is try composting in place, but I don't know if you can see as you look around my garden, there's already holes dug into all my beds. And so I know if I bury any food scraps or anything in these beds, the animals are going to immediately dig it up. So this is going to be kind of like my answer to trying to compost in place inside these raised beds. And since it has a cap, hopefully that will keep them out of it. So I'm going to show you how I bury it inside the bed, and then get it filled up with some scraps and leaves. I think I'm going to put 3 in this bed. I'm going to put 1 in the middle of each section. So to fill this up, I have some scraps. I have some old bananas, some greens, and some leaves. And so I'm just going to start layering it inside of the hole and adding some soil in as well in between the layers. Okay, and now I'm gonna wet it down. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the top on it, close it up, and then bury it over a little bit. This bed right here that I've already put to sleep, but I had an experiment that I did back in the fall I wanted to show you all. It was with the Aerogarden. So I was looking for different ways to transplant out of the Aerogarden. So I wanted to do an experiment and see if instead of transplanting into soil and then into a garden bed, whether I could just transplant it straight from the water into a garden bed. So I want to show you all how that turned out. So this is what the Aerogarden base looks like. It's just full of water, and these are all the seedlings inside. And so I'm going to fit, a lot of it is lettuce and some Asian greens, a little bit of spinach. So I'm going to fit as much as I can, packing it pretty tight over here into this bed. The Aerogarden sponges are pretty tiny. This is what they look like. Oh, lots of roots on that. And this is actually Paris Island lettuce. So this is the first one we'll get started with. So I made my tag. I'm gonna go ahead and protect it. Right. And hopefully this row will all be Paris Island romaine. Excuse my dry hands, I just washed them and I don't want to get any lotion on these starts. I'm going to be doing it with my hands and this little spoon. I don't know, I find these to be so helpful for little jobs in the garden. I don't know if anybody else uses these too. I actually have already amended this bed a few weeks ago. So I'm just gonna put some starter fertilizer in there and get started. See, there's 2 in here. I'm gonna take the smaller one out and just let the stronger one survive. Kind of close. See what's going on. Here's another one. This one has quite a few in it. So what I'm going to do is try to open up this sponge and see if I can get any out, separate them. There's one. We'll see what happens. So it's getting dark, and this is how far I've gotten. We'll check on them in a few days and see if they make it. We're supposed to have a big rainstorm all day tomorrow. So I'm not going to water them in. I'll let them get watered in by the rain, and then we'll check on them. So I would say that the experiment is a success. This is what they look like a few weeks later. So I did leave the base outside for a few days before planting them so that they could get hardened off. And I'm going to try this again in the spring because it really saved a lot of time and extra soil. Thanks for watching. Happy growing.